Hello, welcome back to Cracking the Cryptic, and this puzzle is by Puzzle Tank, and it's intended as a sort of yin-yang intro. So it's a yin-yang puzzle. I love them. They're great fun. We've done quite a lot on the channel, and do watch one previously if you want to know some of the basics, although I will explain them when I get to the solve. There are a couple of very important points that you have to know about yin-yang puzzles, and I'm sure they'll matter here. I'm looking forward to giving it a go. Don't forget that on Patreon we've got Blobs' epic Back to the Future Sudoku hunt based on the film released 40 years ago, and based brilliantly. Every puzzle has basically a picture in it that is perfect for the stage of the movie and yet perfect as a puzzle, because Blobs is a bloomin' genius. Check that out. There's also good stuff on, sorry, what am I trying to say? I'm trying to say there's other good stuff on Patreon, including connections and crossword videos. Simon solving lesson Bayek is worth a few hours of your time, maybe. Certainly the end of it. I mean, the beginning of it's very interesting, but the end of it is unbelievable. Now, that's on Patreon. We've got Sven's Sudoku Pad link. We've got all of our apps linked as well. Now, there's something else as well. RockRat0 has created RockRat0 has started a Kickstarter to create a full set of the periodic table in Sudoku puzzles. It's just a fantastic idea. RockRat0 is a very good constructor, and this is going to be a very good thing. And we will put a link. There are only a few days left, maybe 3 days left, to get in on the Kickstarter. I think it's been funded enough already that the book is going to happen, so there's no jeopardy. And I think it's an ebook, although there may be options for getting a physical copy. It's a fantastic idea. RockRat0 is, I think, a chemist and of course a great Sudoku setter, and I'm well aware of that. So check it out. There'll be a link under the video. And did I mention our apps and their wonderfulness and the worms that are coming out? Already Marty Sears and James Sinclair, imminently or possibly already Fistamafel and Michael Lefkowitz. These names, these are utter celebrity names. We are so honoured and privileged that they are putting out worms on the CTC app. Thank you, guys. Right, let's have a look at the rules of yin-yang dominoes. So normal Sudoku rules apply. We'll be putting 1 to 9 in every row, column, and every 3x3 box. Digits in a cage sum to the number in the top left corner if not given. But there's going to be more rules about the cages in a moment. It's a yin-yang puzzle. We have to shade some cells such that all shaded cells are orthogonally connected. Oh, Simon has a favourite pattern, doesn't he? So that all shaded cells are orthogonally connected and all unshaded cells are orthogonally connected. No 2x2 area can be entirely shaded or unshaded. So this would be one possible pattern. There are many patterns possible. Now, all cages have one shaded cell and one unshaded cell. The larger digit in a cage is always shaded and the smaller digit is always unshaded. So that's quite an important rule. All given digits, that's the 4, 1 and 9, are of the same shading. And digits separated by a black dot, there's just one black dot, are in a 1:2 ratio. One of them is double the other. Okay, well, I mean, that is a set of rules we can live with. Do give it a try on the first link under the puzzle. I'm going to start now. Let's get cracking. So, there are two things I need to tell you about yin-yang puzzles. One is really interesting and very constraining, and that is that the perimeter can only have 2 runs of colour in it, one shaded and one unshaded, or indeed only one run. Now, why is that? That is because if you split it up into more, let's imagine we had yellow here and yellow here, and blue in the rest. If you try to connect up the blues, as they have to be somehow, you're going to block off the yellows from connecting up, and the same is true the other way around. So that is why the perimeter can only have one run of one colour and one run of the other maximum. Now, there's also a very similar point about checkerboarding, as we call it. You cannot get this pattern of checkerboard cells in a 2x2, because if you try to join up the yellows, you'll cut off one of the blues. And if you try and join up the blues, you'll cut off, one of the yellows. So that's an illegal 2x2 pattern. That's an illegal 2x2 pattern by the rules, and so's that. So there are plenty of illegal 2x2 patterns, but no checkerboarding is something I will probably say occasionally, and only 2 different colours in the perimeter. Now, this is very interesting. We were told that every cage has one shaded cell and one unshaded. So we immediately know that there's a gap here in this shading of the perimeter. And of course, this is a little entry level. There's a gap here as well. So we've got one run of colour here. Now, I don't know whether that's shaded or unshaded, because there were rules about which is which. So I'll colour them green and pink for now. And then we'll work out which is shaded and unshaded as we go along, based on the fact that the larger digit in a cage is always shaded and the smaller one is always unshaded. Now, we have to avoid 2x2s, so those 2 cells are green and that one's pink. We also have to make every cage have one of each colour in, so we get a few freebies that way. Anything sticking out from the perimeter, for instance. Now, this green has to get out, so that's green. Then it gets more interesting. Now we're going to have to do something. This 7 cage, we don't know which is bigger and which isn't. Okay, don't worry. This is a 9-7 cage, that adds up to 16. That's a 1-2 cage, so is the other 3 cage. They are sort of given. This 6 cage, this is either a 1-5 cage or a 2-4 cage, but because we've been able to put those digits in, we know that the smaller digit is there and the larger digit is here. So if we could just find out the colours here, we would know which was the shaded colour and which was officially unshaded out of purple, pink and green. So, okay, now I told you what the various patterns you couldn't have in 2x2 were. And one of them was checkerboarding. But we know that each cage is one of each colour. So if you can't have checkerboarding, let's just make up red and light blue there. This one must be divided into red and light blue in that scheme. But it can't be red at the bottom and light blue at the top, or you'd get a checkerboard. So this is red at the top and light blue at the bottom. And therefore, any 2x2 pair in this puzzle, and there are a few of them, must be a stripe, either across or down. And this one, yeah, and it must, no, not across or down, it must go across the 2 cages, that's what I mean. These are low, so I can colour this low and this high, because in the 6 cage, we know that digit is lower than that, since we had this information. Now, this 11 has the low digit on top, which is not allowed to be a 4, so 2, 3 or 5. This one is 6, 8 or 9. This pair is not one, doesn't use 1 and 2, so that's a 3 and a 5. This digit is now a 4, and that's a 2, and this is now not 2, and that's therefore not 9. And we've done something. Now, we've done more. This 7 cage doesn't have 3 or 5 in it. I think it's got to be 6, 1, but we don't know the order because we don't know which colour is which here, or do we? Yes, we, no, hang on. Yes, we do. These yellow can't be green, can it? Because that would be a 2x2. So green goes blue, therefore, and pink goes yellow, and now we can use blue as shaded, yellow as unshaded, and we can fill in this 7 cage with 1 in the lower cell, 6 in the higher one. This is good, I like this. This digit is low in its cage, but it's not 1, 3, 4, 5, 6 or 2. So despite being lower than the other digit, it's 7 or 8, and this is higher. Oh, they've got a 14 pair here. That's clearly a 5, 9 and an 8, 6. The other cells in the box are 3, 4, 7. And there was a rule about the given digits. They're all the same shading, so those two have gone yellow. Right, now can we do some yin-yang? A blue here to avoid a 2 by 2. Maybe there's not much else yet to do. But maybe, oh, yellow here because each cage is different. And now, remember the stripes rule. Those are both blue, those are both yellow. This blue has to get out, so that's blue. Everything has to get out and join up. And that's why I say colours have to get out. Here we've got one of each. Gosh, oh, this is fun. This is fun. There's a 2 there and a 2 there. This digit is 2. This is 7, 8 or 9. That's not 6, so this isn't 8. Oh, these are the high digits in their cages. So they're 9 and 8 in this box. That's 9, that's 8. Going with 6 and 5. They're just done. Good. What about this? This digit can't be 1. Or 2, 4, 8, 9. Its low possibilities are 3, 5 and 6. And then this is higher and is 5, 6 or 7. And the 1 in the column has to be at the bottom. Now, there is a... Oh, look at that. I can place 1 here for different reasons in each place. This can't be 1 because actually it's blue. I hadn't ever coloured this, and I should have done. It's higher than that. So it can't be 1. This can't be 1 because the black dot would be a 1, 2 pair which would crash this cell and make it impossible. So the 1 is here. I don't know if that's actually going to help anything, but it's fun. Right, 1, 2, 4, 3, 5 are all looking at this cell, which thank goodness is the high side cell. 6, 7 or 8. Can't be 8 because this can't be a 1. So it's 6 or 7 above a 2 or a 3 there. And that stops this cage being a 2-3 cage because it would break this cell. So this is a 4-1 cage. We know the order, and then that allows us to colour. This is a lovely puzzle. I mean, I'm 8.5 minutes in. I've got most of the grid coloured. I'm literally enjoying myself. Now, we can't have a checkerboard here, so that's blue. This is a 14 cage that the top cell can't be 8 or 6. So that's a 5-9 cage now. This row we need, no, that can't be 4. Oh, there's only one place for 4 in box 4, and we've found it. One of these is a 6, so the higher digit is either 6 or 7. This black dot, I don't know. Oh, and it's very tempting to think of this black dot as higher digit here, lower digit here, but that's not the case. It's not a cage. Right, this isn't resolved for some reason. 6 is in this box somewhere. No, maybe... This can't be an 8-5 cage because that would break both possibilities for this cage. Oh, it also can't be 9-4 because 9 is looking at both ends. So this is a 6-7 cage, and we've got 7-9 looking at that cell. So that's the 6, that's the 7. Now we can colour this cage. That's rather lovely, by the way. Well, I say it's rather lovely on the basis that I'm suddenly going to get some yin-yang done, and that may be hubris because it hasn't exactly occurred very much in the puzzles lately. 5 and 9, we don't know which way around they go. This is a 12 cage that can't use 9 or 7, so that's 8-4. And again, we can colour for the yin-yang, blue, yellow. Now, this must be yellow to avoid a checkerboard in this area. There's a 2 in one of those cells by Sudoku, and that's going to fix the 1, 2, and then we can colour that. This is the gorgeous thing about, oh, and we can colour this. This is a stripe pair, and we now know high is below and low is above. That has to be blue to avoid a 2 by 2 yellow. That has to be yellow to avoid a 2 by 2 checkerboard. These two, they're one of each. We know that. I can't see that I know which way round they go yet. Maybe I do, but I can't work it out. We've got to put a 1 in this row. I'm putting that there. I know that 1 is always yellow in a cage and its partner is always blue. This blue area has to get out. So that's now a 2. That's Sudoku. It's very interesting how the Sudoku and the yin-yang mix really beautifully in this puzzle. 2 there, 2 there. That's a 2. We can finish off that cage with a 7. That digit's not a 7. This is where 7 goes in box 1. 3, 5. This is 6 or 9 by elimination. 5, 9, 4, 1, 2. We need 7, 8, 6, and 3 in this box. Don't know as much as I would like to about the possibilities there. Now, this has to be higher than this cell, which cannot be 1 or 2. So that's at least 3, and this must be the 6 in the row. This is now 3 or 5, I think, and that is 3. And 3 comes out of those cells, and now we get a 7, and we've got a 6, 8 pair looking along the row. Hasn't figured out 2 for me. 7, though, is looking at that cell. This is 5 or 9. It's not in a cage. It's looking at a 7, 9 pair, though, so we are in business now. This is a 2, 9 pair. That's a 5, that's a 9. We can colour them as well. Now that's going to help. We avoid a 2 by 2 here. I could have done that before. This blue that I've just created has to get out. This area has to not be a checkerboard. Then we avoid 2 by 2s again. That yellow has to get out. In fact, this whole group has to get out. And we've got almost nothing left to colour now. Let's think about Sudoku. This is a naked 8. It sees a 7, 9 pair there, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and a 1. That's an 8. It's got to be the higher digit in its cage. And now, are we using this to join up yellows or to join up blues? I think it's to join up blues. We've got this blue area at the top and this blue area at the bottom that are not joined unless we make this blue. So there is the yin-yang shading and diagram. Now we do the Sudoku to finish off, I hope, he says confidently. We do still have a few cages. This can't use 1 or 2. So it's either a 3, 6 pair or a 4, 8 pair. That can't be a 6 by Sudoku. We've got a 3, 5 pair. This digit is 6 in the column. 6, 1, 3, 4, 5. I don't know. That's a 1 to complete the column. Oh, this 5 and 3 are done by the colouring. Wake up. Right. So in this row we need 2, 4, 5 and 7. Those two see a 4, 5 pair directly above them. These two are a 4, 5 pair in the row. I wish that had been more helpful. This digit is higher than this one, which can't be 1, 2, 4 or 7. But this can't be 9. So let's put 3, 5, 6 as candidates there. And this is higher, but it can't be 4. So 5, 6 or 8, I think. And in this column, this is higher than this. Is that necessary to help? I don't quite know. Oh, 6 is looking at that cell, so we can fill in this as 8, 3. That finishes row 3. That finishes box 1. 2, 7 and 8 still to place here. In this column 4, 5 and 9. We can't use the colours there. We're not in cages, so we can't use them. We can on this one. We're in a cage there. Well, that's going to make a difference. That gives us 9 in column 3. That's 7. Stops that being a 7. This is still not done. Oh, 3 has come out of this. So that's 5 or 6. This has to be higher and is 6 or 8. That is now a pair in the final column, leaving a 4, 5 pair in the corners. What have we got here? 5, 7 and 9. I know where the 7 goes, but not the 5 and 9. Down here, one of those is 4, one of those is 3. It's going to be about this cage still. This digit is 2, 3, 7 or 8. I'm not going to put 3 because it has to be higher than this one, which is 2, 3, 6 or 8. And I'm not going to put 8. And that has not clarified anything. If this was 3, 6, that's going to be 8, 2, 7. If this was 4, 8, this can't be 4, 8 because we've got a 4, 5 pair in the box. So this is 3, 6. We cannot use the colours because we're not in a cage. We can use that 6 because we are in a Sudoku. Right, that's not 6, that's not 3. This is a 2, 7, 8 triple. This digit, hang on, have I mismarked it? No, it's not allowed to be 8 because of the cage, or 7, so it's a 2. There we go. 7, 8. Right, now we must be able to finish off completely. 6 and 3 at the top. That's become a 5, that's an 8. This is 4 in the corner. That finishes off the other corner. And the last 3 columns are absolutely complete now. 5, 9. I'm going to finish the top 6 rows in a second. There we go. 2 and 4 here. This is 5 and 3. That's 4 and 5. And then we get 2, 7, 8. And that is a very nice introduction to yin yang. Lovely stuff from Puzzle Tank. Oh, loads of people have tried the puzzle, so it really is approachable. Now, another comment lately was true, and I mean, must be acknowledged. The last time I described a puzzle as approachable, somebody called Victor, I think, pointed out that within the language, approachable to an expert is not the same as approachable to anybody. And that's true. That is clearly true. However, when we say approachable, what we're trying to say is, with some of the basics, you will be able to solve this puzzle. Maybe not really quickly, maybe not in 20 minutes or 30 minutes, but maybe eventually with a great sense of satisfaction and lunging over the line at the end of the marathon. And that's even for inexperienced people. Now, I admit that in this puzzle, you need to know the perimeter trick, and you need to know the checkerboard embargo. And without that, it's very difficult. You need to know something about, or what you could work out the checkerboard thing, I think. The perimeter thing, you could work out, but it's a little harder. But with those 2 tiny bits of information in your armory, I think you can complete this puzzle, because the rest of it is just digits and Sudoku and placing them and knowing which is higher than something else. And it's a good fun one. Thank you so much to Puzzle Tank, and thank you guys as always for following us on the channel. It's an absolute pleasure when you join us, and we really hope to see you again tomorrow for more Sudoku fun. Bye for now.